Hi guys, good evening. This is Shauna from Shauna-kaye Brown.com, and this evening I will be starting part 1 of the personal development series. I will be focusing on self-confidence this evening, and particularly I will speak to you about how to build your self-confidence. Now, first of all, I wanted to say to you that this particular topic is very close to my heart. It is something that I have grappled with over the years, and I have found ways in which to deal with my confidence issues so as to develop myself in a positive way, and I thought I would share that with you. So again, the topic is how to become more confident, and I will be focusing on 3 areas this evening. First of all, why are you not confident? Secondly, I will be speaking to you about how to channel confidence instead of diffidence. And finally, I will show you how being more confident can help you to get the life that you want. So, in order for you to really deal with the issue of confidence, you have to first find out why are you not confident right now. And one of the things that you will find is that your reason for lacking confidence at this moment can be attributed to something that transpired when you were younger, or maybe as a child. Something significant that transpired in your life is what accounts for your lack of confidence right now. So you're unconfident because of mainly limiting beliefs emanating from this particular situation, or these particular situations that you experienced growing up. In order for you to deal with this issue, you first have to find a way to absolve yourself of these limiting beliefs. Whether it was because of how you were treated as a child, how your parents treated you, or how your siblings treated you, or how you were treated while you were in school, or even as a young adult, how other people related to you. And maybe you had issues with your weight, trying to maintain a certain body weight that is ideal for you. That has caused you to lack confidence. Maybe it's because you're not confident in the way how you speak. So you were afraid to express yourself because you felt like you were going to be judged. Or maybe it was because of how you felt people would react to you. And many times we lack confidence because we are seeking approval from other people. And we feel like if we do certain things, people are not going to approve of us. So rather than expressing ourselves, we draw into our shell and we are not able to become our real selves or show our authentic selves. I read somewhere, I'm not sure I remember where, but I read somewhere that every individual is born an extrovert, and that you become an introvert through life experiences. So if we're all born extroverts, it means that we all have the ability to be confident. But because of that significant event which transpired in your life prior to now, you were not able to express yourself because that had a diminishing impact on your self-esteem, on your self-worth, and specifically on your self-confidence. And again, people become diffident because of fear, because they're seeking approval and they're afraid that if they act a certain way, or if they're confident about what they believe in, and if they speak up for what they believe in, other people are going to judge them and other people may disapprove. And so because of their fear of being disapproved of, or because of their fear of disapproval, they do not express themselves. And over time, you become more and more unconfident. The second thing I want to talk to you about is how to channel confidence instead of diffidence. Now, for me, confidence is being able to express yourself without care of how another person will assess you. It's being able to express yourself through the way you speak, the way you dress, the way you relate to other people. That is confidence. While diffidence is the other extreme. Diffidence is being extremely reserved, extremely taciturn, extremely shy, being afraid to open up and to express yourself in different settings or to different people. And I am going to tell you this evening how you can channel your confidence instead of diffidence and become the person who you want to be. I am going to share with you some things that I have used in my own life to become more confident over the years, and particularly over the last 2 years. One of the things that you can use is affirmation, whether you want to do daily affirmations or weekly affirmations, but preferably daily. Every day I do affirmations, and I'm going to share with you 3 specific ones as it relates to confidence that can be very helpful to you to help you to boost your confidence. When you wake up in the morning, Try to get up 10 or 15 minutes earlier than normal. If you're someone who does devotion, you may have a specific time for your devotion. So add another 10 or 15 minutes to that time, and then reserve those additional minutes for your daily affirmation. So I'm going to share with you 3 affirmations that I use for myself to help to build my self-confidence. And I'm going to tell you right off the bat that it is not going to work if you don't believe it. Some people will brush these aside as being trivial. It's probably not for those people. But if you believe that affirmations can work for you, then take notes. Because this has worked for me specifically over the last 2 years to build my confidence and to make me feel more assertive about what it is that I believe in, and make me less afraid of expressing myself without care for what other people might think about me. So these are the 3 affirmations. Firstly, you need to get up and tell yourself, I love being confident. If you were to even say that to yourself as you're listening to me right now, how does that make you feel? I love being confident. Just say that over and over for about 5 minutes. Just tell yourself, I love being confident, and see how that begins to change your perspective about yourself. Secondly, another affirmation that you can use is to say, what other people think about me is something that I am independent of that. So whatever other people think about me, whether good or bad, is independent of me. It means that you are not depending on what people think about you to determine how to act, or to determine, as a marker, to determine how to express yourself. Because other people's approval is not the measuring stick for you to determine how to express yourself. So when you say to yourself over and over when you're doing your daily affirmation that other people's opinions of you are independent of you, then it makes you realize that what is most important is really what you think about yourself and how best you feel like expressing yourself. And finally, the affirmation that I find very useful as it relates to self-confidence when you wake up in the morning, something that you should say over and over and over, is that confidence is a part of me. Confidence is who I am, or confidence is a part of me. Tell yourself that you are confident. You breathe confidence. That's who you are. Begin to see this as a part of you. And some people become comfortable in saying, I would do that, but I'm not as confident as you are. And they see that as a compliment to the other person. And in some way it is. But do not feel comfortable telling yourself that you're not confident, because the more negative energy you feed into your subconscious mind is the more that it will believe that particular thing about you, and it's the more diminishing it's going to be for you. So instead of saying that, work on yourself and repeat these affirmations over and over and over in the morning. Again, I am confident. I love being confident. Other people's opinion of me, whether good or bad, are independent of me. And finally, confidence is a part of me. I exude confidence. It's who I am. When you do that over and over and over, you begin to realize that you become that person. How often have you heard the saying, fake it until you make it? Well, I believe in that saying. I know it sounds a bit degrading, but it is not. Fake it until you make it. If it is confidence that you want, then fake the confidence until you become that confidence. Speak affirmations into your life on a daily basis and watch how your life change. Now, I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that habit is something that is formed over a period of time. Some people say 3 weeks, 21 days. Other people say 33 days. For me, the more, the better. So I would say for the next month, every single day without skipping a day, just keep telling yourself how confident you are, how much you believe in your own confidence, and how little the opinions of others matter to you as it relates to your confidence, and see how that will change you. The other thing that can help you to channel your confidence instead of diffidence is to practice visualization. So the most effective way that I have found that visualization work when dealing with confidence is this. First of all, you're going to visualize yourself in that particular situation that makes you feel unconfident, that makes you feel like you just don't want to be there. Think about all the situations that you've experienced or that you experience on a day-to-day basis that make you feel unconfident, and visualize yourself in one of those situations. For example, in a group setting, how do you feel? Does it make you feel like if you speak, others are going to assess you and you're afraid for that to happen, so you just stay in a corner and don't speak to anyone? Picture that. Now, once you've gotten a clear picture of that in your mind, I want you to flip it and think about the other extreme. What would a confident person in that same setting do? How would a confident person in that same situation react when they're in that group of people? And, confident and being cocky is two different things. I'm not talking about someone who has a chip on their shoulder and act as if they're better than the other people in the room. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about someone who is not afraid to express him or herself. Someone who is not afraid of what others might think about them, but will seek to learn and grow from the constructive criticisms and even the negative criticisms. They will seek to grow and to learn from it and not allow that to prevent them from expressing themselves. That is the kind of confidence that I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. So I want you to picture the other extreme. If you are someone who, when you get into a group setting, you feel afraid and you get very taciturn and you don't want to speak because you're afraid of being assessed, think about that and then flip it. And think now about the other person that you would like to be. The other person who would be in that situation and just be lighting up the room, be expressing him or herself without being afraid of being assessed. That person who can laugh at their own mishaps, their own mistakes, and can move on without allowing that to prevent them from being themselves, and then become that person. Visualize the person that you want to be. If you have to close your eyes to do it, then do that. That makes it more effective. You can focus on the thought. Visualize that person. And every single morning, after you finish your affirmation, spend about another 5 minutes. Remember, it's 15 minutes. So spend the last 5 minutes to just visualize that person who you want to be. Every single day. Because visualization is something that you're able to become that person. The more and more you start believing that you can be that person. The more and more you visualize it, is the more and more you will believe it. And soon you will realize that confidence is something that comes naturally to you. So when you start out, of course, you're faking it because you're not confident yet. You're visualizing yourself being that confident person because that's who you want to become. And you're stepping into that confidence. So those are the two steps that I think can help you to channel confidence instead of diffidence. 1, practice daily affirmations. And 2, practice visualization. And finally, how can confidence help you to become the person who you want to be or to get the life that you want to achieve? You will realize that when you're confident, you attract the right type of people. Because no matter how you look, how great you look on the outside, if someone can sense that you're afraid, you're timid, you're not confident, they're not going to gravitate toward you because they're going to feel as if they will feed off of your energy and that will cause their own energy to diminish. So you want to exude confidence so that people gravitate toward you. And that's where the law of attraction comes in. Whenever you are confident, you will attract other confident people. And that's how self-confidence will help you to gain the life that you want. Because when you start mixing with other groups and people see how confident you are, they start paying attention. And they start listening to what you have to say. And you have a voice. And you have something to contribute to this sphere, to this dimension. But you're just afraid right now to express that because you lack the confidence. But once you've gone through the initial steps that we have, that I have attributed to, first of all, why it is that you're not confident. And then how you can overcome that obstacle of being unconfident by practicing daily affirmations and practicing visualization, then you will now be able over time to exude confidence and to draw the right people, to attract the right people to you who can help you to achieve your dreams. So ladies and gentlemen, that is the first part of the discussion as it relates to personal development. I thought of starting with confidence because I believe before we can look at the external elements that can help to develop you as an individual, we have to first think about the internal conflicts, the internal dialogue that's transpiring and how you can address that before you get to the external factors. You see, if you try to go to school and read all the books and learn, get all the knowledge that you can possibly get, if you're not confident, it's going to stay inside and no one will know that you have that knowledge. So what I'm talking about is dealing with those internal issues and addressing those issues and rationalizing those issues so that when it comes time for you to use that wealth of knowledge that you have garnered, that plethora of information that you have stored up inside, you will be able to do it. You'll be able to express yourself and you will get goosebumps from just having other people react to you and learn from you and having other people feed off of your own energy. You see, ladies and gentlemen, this is important. It is important because I believe we are all in this dimension for a reason. We all came here for a reason. We all have a purpose. And it is said throughout the good book, the Bible, which is the greatest source of spiritual inspiration. In the book of Romans 8, chapter and verse 28, there is the specific reference to your purpose. We all have a purpose. And if we focus on building those internal factors, those internal diminishing factors that are preventing us from realizing our purpose, then we'll be able to get in line and to fit that part of the puzzle that's missing. You see, the truth is that there are some people out there who are waiting for you, for me, Shauna-kaye, for you, everyone out there, to step into your purpose and to fulfill it so that they can benefit from what you have to offer. The universe is just one big puzzle, and it is currently broken up. All of us have a piece of that puzzle. And until we fulfill it, someone else is going to be left in the wings waiting. So what I want you to do, what I want you to take away from this discussion is the importance of building self-confidence. Confidence is something that is inherent in all of us. And even though you don't feel it right now, it is something that you have. Stop feeling comfortable telling other people that if I was as confident as you are, I would be doing this. If I was as confident as you are, Shauna-kaye, I would be sitting down and doing this video. Let me tell you something. I am still working on my confidence. I am not where I want to be yet because I grow every day. I am constantly growing, constantly looking for ways to improve my confidence. So I am not where I want to be yet. So even if you don't feel as if you're as confident as I am, trust and know that I believe I can become even more confident, and that I was not always like this. I was once that person who was afraid to express myself. Growing up being told that, oh, you talk too much. I used to shut up. I used to bury my head in books because I wanted to be seen and not heard. Not realizing then that my voice was one of my gifts and that I was meant to use it. Because those who I loved and those who I respected constantly told me, you talk too much. I didn't speak out of turn. I didn't speak when I was in class and the teacher was teaching and class was in session. I didn't speak when there was someone else on the floor. I spoke when I was in a more informal setting or when I felt like I had something to say. But I was constantly told, you talk too much. Shut up. I was constantly told to shut up by those I respected, by the adults around me as a child. So imagine how many things I had to undo before I got to this point where I become oblivious pretty much to what other people think about me. Not to say that I do not welcome feedback, whether it is negative or positive, because I'm always growing, I'm always learning, so I welcome any kind of feedback. But that is not going to prevent me from expressing myself, from being assertive, and for letting people know what I believe in. Because I'm here for a purpose. My purpose is to help my fellow men. And if I don't speak, if I don't help in every possible way I can, then no one, the persons who I'm here to touch, they are not going to be touched. So just to recap before I go, ladies and gentlemen, remember, you have to build your self-confidence before you can even look at the extraneous or external issues relating to personal development. So again, in order to build your self-confidence, you have to first address, why are you not confident now? And you will find that there are limiting beliefs that have inhibited your confidence over the years, and you need to address those. Secondly, how can you channel confidence instead of diffidence? Practice daily affirmations, practice creative visualization. And finally, how can you use confidence to ascribe to your rightful place in society? When you become more confident, you're more outgoing, you're more extroverted, you attract the right people to you, like-minded people, people who are equally or even more confident. People will start listening to your voice, people will start respecting you, people will start seeing you as an expert in your field. But until you become confident enough to speak about what you believe in, no one will hear. There are people listening, but there is only silence because you're afraid. I say today, practice self-confidence, and in the interim, as Joyce Meyer says, do it afraid. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you so much for your time in joining me. I decided not to stop during the video to take questions and just to say hi to everybody. I just want you to know that I am grateful to have you join me. I am grateful for everyone who came on, and I will go through and respond to all the comments and questions or suggestions that you have. I just figured that if I did it this way, it would flow more and you would get more utility from it. So to get more insights from me on a daily basis, visit my website at www.shauna-kaye brown.com or my YouTube channel at